Okay, now that we've spent a little time looking at SharePoint settings, let's talk about how we can create and do some basic editing on a SharePoint site. So it's pretty straightforward. We're going to start by going to Sites and then Active Sites. This is going to show us all of them that we currently have. Then to create a site, we just click on Create. Now, there's two big types of sites that we can do. We can do a team site or a communication site. And what you pick here will kind of determine how the site is initially set up. So this gives you a little more information about it, track and step data and project status, share team resources, can connect to other Microsoft 365 products, communication site, share information that engages a broad audience rather than just with the team. So you get the idea. Okay, I'm going to click on creating a communication site. Now, we're also going to set a template for the site. And as we scroll down, we're going to see several templates here that we can choose. Let me choose a standard communication, or I can also do, so this is from Microsoft, or if we build our own site templates, we can use, or we can find them here. So I am going to do a standard communication site. This gives me a little bit of an idea of what it's going to look like. These are the site capabilities, highlight news and announcements, promote upcoming events, service-related content and resources. What's included is one home page. Some of the other sites are going to include multiple pages, and then we can choose to preview the site if we want to. I'm just going to say use this template, and then we're going to give it a site name. This is going to be demo, and here's going to be the location of it. We can give ourselves a site owner. I'm going to set that to be myself, and then a little description, and this is why we have the site. We can also come back here if we decide we don't like this and change template at this point. I'm going to click next. We're going to pick a language and a time zone, and I'm good with both of those. So I'm going to create the site. Now, this will generate the site for me. Applies the template. You can see the little progress indicator. It doesn't take too long in order to create it. And then when you get done with it, it brings you back here. So here is my demo site. And like we showed before, when previous video, we can come and edit the site address and make all of the changes, whatever we want. So I'm going to click on View Site. And this is where I can actually begin laying it out. So I'm going to close this. So here is my site. So here I can add new elements to my site. This is my top level menu with my home, my documents, my pages, my site contents. And I can click on any of these and go view them. Click on my pages, show me all of my pages. So let me go back home. That's off of my top level menu. Now if I don't want some of those things, so from here I can create a new site or create a new post for this site. Let me go to, here we go. Let me go back to the site that I wanted. There we go. Clicking home, sorry, it took me all the way back to my SharePoint home and not my site home. So back to my demo site. You're going to see following sites here or sites you visited recently. So I'm going to go back to my demo site and let's talk about how we can edit this. Now, I've got an edit right here by this top level menu, and that's going to let me edit my top level menu. This is where I can choose whether I'm following this site or not. Here is where I will edit the rest of the page. So let's say I want to change some of this content. I would click Edit here. Preparing your page for editing, and here's my toolbox, things that I can add to it. Here I can add additional sections, so I can add a new section above or below this. I can click on a particular element and do something with that element. So right here, edit the details, move it, resize it, set a focal point, zoom in, zoom out, or delete it. And I can modify things here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this quick links section here. So I can add quick links. I can also move this somewhere else. Here's where I can edit the properties of it. Do I want to do compact? Do I want to do film strip, a grid, button? Let me do a film strip for this one. Set any animations, show the tiles or not. Go ahead and close this again. For sections, this lets me add a new web part in a column. For some different types of sections, this will let me move the web part somewhere else. Let me put it down here below my people profiles. Duplicate it. And I think we already looked at, we already looked at the properties. So that's how I can edit and move things around. If I want to remove a web part, let me come up here and let's say I want to remove my events. I can just click here and that will remove my events entirely, my people profiles. Let me go ahead and remove that as well. So this gives you an idea of how we can move our tile over here. This gives you an idea of how we can work with this particular site. Moving things around, changing things, updating things. Edit the details is going to let me set what this looks like. I can add titles. I can change images at this point. Set a header, call to action, text, and links. So it's fairly straightforward to play around with it. Once you get it all done exactly the way you want it, then you'll click on republish and that will republish your site. So I'm just going to, you can schedule it to launch later. I'm just going to republish it now. And this will now be published and that also takes me out of editing mode. Okay, there we go. I have now created a SharePoint site and done some really basic editing on it. Now, I'm not showing you how to do anything really specific, just showing you where the controls are. So now that you know where those are at, you can go through and customize your SharePoint site to your heart's content. Oh, real quick, I didn't point this out. This is my top level menu. I can click here to edit my top level menu. And for each of these sections, again, I can add a new section. I can enable site navigation, audience targeting. I can choose what I want to show up. So my site contents, I can move up, make it a sublink, or remove it entirely. And so that allows me to configure my top level menu. And again, once I have made all of the changes that I want, I probably want to republish just to make sure everything's current. This one, by the way, notice didn't give me the option to republish when I made this change. That's not a big deal. This will let me hide my header navigation or bring it back. So that takes away this navigation bar over here. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how you can customize your SharePoint sites around whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish with it.